What happens when an unlikely duo of a beer-guzzling slob and an uptight Ivy Leaguer get stuck together on a cross-country trip during Christmas break? Easy. You got this film right here. Let's talk about Rob Reiner's second film, The Sure Thing. Back days, entertainment rankings and reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome again to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. I'm the Big D, and this time around, I bring to you a review of the 1985 romantic comedy road flick, The Sure Thing, released by Embassy Films. Directed by Rob Reiner, being his second film, starring John Cusack in one of his early films, along with Daphne Zuniga, Viveca Lindfors, and Nicollette Sheridan, who plays the titular character, or what have you, the sure thing. It chronicles the cross country journey of college students Walter and Allison as they make their way from New England to LA over Christmas break, each in an effort to meet their ideal romantic match. The film was released on March 1st, 1985, and got good reviews. Now then, I apologize for the way I'm sounding. I've got a cough drop in my mouth. I'm kind of under the weather lately, so I do owe you all a grave apology. But high school senior Walter Gibson, or Gib, and best friend Lance celebrate moving on to college, though Gib mostly laments having lost his touch with girls. Lance heads to UCLA while Gib attends an Ivy League college in New England. The two friends regularly communicate with Gib, saying his luck with girls is unchanged. Gib attempts to woo the ambitious, regimented Alison Bradbury, his English classmate, by tricking her into tutoring him. His clumsy seduction angers her. Lance invites Gib to come to California for Christmas break, saying he can set him up with a beautiful girl claiming she is a sure thing with no strings attached. Gib arranges a cross country rideshare with Gary and Marianne, only to discover that Allison is also a passenger. She is headed to UCLA to visit her boyfriend Jason. The tension and bickering between Gib and Allison become too much for Gary and Marianne, and they abandon the two roadside in the middle of nowhere, infuriating Allison. So Allison hitches a ride from a middle-aged man driving a pickup truck. When he attempts to sexually assault her, Gib, who hid in the truck bed, quickly intervenes. The two decide to stick together, eventually making it to a bus station. However, Gib lacks enough money for the fare, so the two instead check into a motel. While Allison is talking to Jason on the phone, Gib leaves and ventures to a nearby bar. Excuse me, everyone. He spends his remaining cash on drinks and drunkenly sings Christmas carols with the locals. The next morning, Gib has Allison since stuff her shirt with scarves to appear pregnant, hoping it increases their chances of getting a ride. The two hitchhike to a restaurant, whereupon Allison realizes she left her appointment book and cash back at the motel. That night, the two are caught outside in a rainstorm until Allison suddenly remembers she has her father's emergency credit card. The two stay at an upscale hotel where they treat themselves to drinks and dinner. The next morning, Allison is pleased to find Gib embracing her, but he quickly pulls her, away upon waking up. Please stand by. Now for the final act and ending. As always, you know the procedure. You've got 5 seconds to stop this video at once. Go to the description box below. Fast forward to the time below. As I count down now, if you've seen this movie already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. While hitchhiking with a truck driver through Arizona, Allison overhears Gibbs saying that he is on his way to meet a sure thing. Upon arriving at the UCLA campus, Allison angrily parts ways with Gibb. That night, Gibb attends a Christmas mixer where Lance introduces Gibb to the sure thing girl. Meanwhile, Allison is bored staying in Jason's dormitory and drags him to the same party. Allison and Gibb see each other, but their mutual jealousy leads to a confrontation. Gibb takes the sure thing to Lance's room, but he can only think about Allison. In Jason's dormitory, Allison tells him about Gibb. He asks if she loves Gibb, and it is implied that she does. Back on campus after Christmas break, Gibb tries making amends with Allison, but she ignores him. Angry about the party and believing Gibb slept with the sure thing. In English class, Professor Todd reads Gibb's essay, which describes his night with the sure thing. The girl in the essay asks the protagonist if he loves her, but for the first time he realizes that those are not just words, and he cannot sleep with her. Allison realizes what actually happened that night and tells Gibb that she and Jason broke up. The two reconcile and kiss. End of story. So, what did I think of the sure thing? Well, I've only seen it one time. I just watched it a while ago today, and I must admit, it's a real nice little film. Very good. The film was Rob Reiner's second film after doing This Is Final Tap the previous year. The story was written by Stephen L. Bloom and Jonathan Roberts. This also marked John Cusack's first major starring role. The film was a box office success and got favorable reviews from critics, who commended it for, well, its traditional comedic structure, with some likening it to a modern version of Frank Capra's 1934 film, It Happened One Night. Though Reiner himself stated that the parallels between the two films were unintentional. It went on to make over 18 million on its $4.5 million budget. Please stand by. The reviews were mostly positive, with many praising its traditional storytelling in a modernized context. Roger Ebert, who gave this 3.5 stars out of 4, praised the film and called it a small miracle for its handling of teenage material with realism and sensitivity in an era when movies like the crass comedy Porky's were the norm. Jan Maslin for the New York Times wrote that the film was glowing proof of two things. Traditional romantic comedy can be adapted to suit the teenage trait, and Mr. Reiner's contribution to this Spinal Tap was more than a matter of humor. Variety deemed the film a sweetly old fashioned look at the last lap of the coming of age ordeal in which the sure thing becomes less important than the real thing. Realization may not be earth shattering, but in an era of fast food and faster sex, return to the traditional is downright refreshing. It has become a big part of legacy, where the British Film Institute ranked this film among Mr. Reiner's 5 most essential directorial efforts. Knowing in an age when American teen comedies came to be defined by the success of Porky's, the film triumphs from its winning formula of being sassy yet never bawdy and sentimental while never mawkish. Definitely, definitely, yeah. I agree with that. In the book, Contemporary North American Film Directors, the film is noted as presaging the comedic flair of Reiner's later film, When Harry Met Sally. The film sits at 85% on Rotten Tomatoes, where they say, though its final outcome is predictable, the film is a charming, smartly written, and mature teen comedy featuring a breakout role for John Cusack. I couldn't have said it better myself. Anyway, It has a pretty good score done by Tom Scott, and it does have a soundtrack. Well, there's was actually no official soundtrack, but there were numerous songs heard, including songs like Huey Lewis in the News, The Heart of Rock and Roll, You Might Think by the Cars, and Penny Lover by Lionel Richie. Oh yeah, and the Eagles' Heartache tonight as well. Anyway, yeah, so you got to admit the songs they've included make this movie pretty enjoyable. And I really think this proved to be one great film with romance, comedy, and all that jazz. Definitely. For the cast, we have John Cusack in his first ever major starring role as Walter Gibson. I gotta give him credit, he's awesome. Daphne Zuniga played Allison. I gotta give her credit for what she did. Let's see, and Nicollette Sheridan, who didn't have the actual name for a character, just credited as the sure thing, the titular character, the title of the movie. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Very good. Viveca Lindfors plays Professor Tobb. I gotta give her credit. Playing Lance is Anthony Edwards, who recently appeared in Revenge of the Nerds a year prior. This even has Tim Robbins as the character Gary Cooper. Yeah, can you believe that? Yeah. Larry Hankins in this as a trucker. So you got to admit this film does have a pretty good cast and what have you. So with everything said, The Sure Thing is a pretty good film. It's tough to find though, but I think you can find this without much trouble. It has been released on physical media, um, originally by MGM at first, who got the rights, and then by Shout Factory, released it on Blu-ray, and then Sandpiper Pictures more recently reissued the Blu-ray edition just a couple of years back. So this is one film that I would definitely recommend. Yes, I would say give it a go ahead, give it a shot. I think you'll enjoy The Short Thing. It's a good film. I think it's a great film that Mr. Rob Reiner gave us. May he rest in peace. And thus, that brings a close to my nearly week-long tribute to the late great Rob Reiner, whom we sadly lost last month. Now, I do have another film of his coming up later in the month, but I decided not to include it for this special occasion because it's a film of his that bombed at the box office. I won't tell you what it is, so wait for it to come, okay? So again, my verdict for The Sure Thing is sure go ahead. Give it a shot. I think you'll really like it. So what did you think of The Sure Thing? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, and you know the rest. And join me next time when I bring to you a spoiler-free review of Black Phone 2. Yeah. So if you like this, check out some these other Rob Reiner films. In the upper left-hand corner, you can check out my recent review of a film he did a year after The Sure Thing, and that was Stand By Me in 1986. The upper right-hand corner is my review of his 1989 classic When Harry Met Sally, or if you'd like something else, check out my review of his first ever film a year prior before The Sure Thing, in This Is Spinal Tap from 1984. In the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying see ya.